Good afternoon, everybody. Today is August 19, 2020. Today our lecture is part of Purification with Sodium Method, Sila Nedisa about Bhakti, part 16. So we are talking about the second fivefold group of the Bhakti. Five kind. Five kind is the Virati Sila, Pahana Sila, Viramani Sila, Chetana Sila, and the Samvara Sila and Avitikama Sila. So we continue about that one today. Before studying the lecture, we pay respect to the Buddha, saying Namo Tassa in 3 times, please. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Thank you very much for your watching. We continue today about the Pahana Sila, not directly talking, talking about the Sila. These are not the direct meaning, because these are Mahavipassanā. Mahavipassanā is various kind of the insight. But these insight can be abandoned something. That's one Pahana Sila we call indirectly. So today we continue this Mahavipassanā is Animikta Nupassana. Animikta Nupassana. We are discuss about the Animikta. Animikta is the one we in Abhidhamma, in the chapter 6. Chapter 6. The talking about the material. So Nibbana, Animikta Nibbana, Abnihita Nibbana and Sunyata Nibbana. So Nibbana is a 3 different kind of Nibbana. So at that time we talking about the Animikta. Animikta is an meaning is a no. Nimikta is a sigh. But in English translation is sigh. But Pali more deep meaning. Nimikta is more deep meaning. Nupassana is a contemplating, watching again and again, reflecting again and again, and then investigating by wisdom again and again. So that meaning is a contemplating, a nupassana. This is a kind of the Mahavipassanā, great insight, wisdom. So Animikta Nupassana. Animikta Nupassana is Nimikta, no Nimikta. So Nimikta sign, one we are used in our daily life, when we describe something with the various kind of shape or various kind of color, or this we call this the nimitta. Yeah, that's nimitta. Yeah. So this is kind of the the description. Yeah, description to describe something. To describe something, to discuss something. In our daily life, we use various kind of nimitta. Yeah. So contemplating on the silence is animitta. So when we practice insight meditation, Vipassanā, at that time, we focus on the characteristic of the material, the characteristic of the nama, rupa, nama, and rupa and nama. Nama is a 4 different kind of aggregate, mandal aggregate. The feeling aggregate, or the feeling aggregate, or the perception aggregate, or the mental formation aggregate of the consciousness. So when we focus on the 5 aggregate, we call animitta is just kind of when we focus on the wind elements, rupa material, one kind of material, wind element, vayo dhatu. So vayo is a kind of material, but vayo is cannot describe, isn't it? Cannot describe with when we focus with the inside wisdom, vayo is just moving. Yeah. When we focus on the rising and falling of your abdomen, movement, the movement is kind of the wind element, and the supporting, in your car, and the wheel, inside the wheel there's a wind supporting your car. So kind of supporting and moving, it's kind of this is a characteristic of the wind element. Yeah, we cannot describe the wind by shade or by color, isn't it? Yeah. So like this. So that means we call it animitta. Yeah, no sign, signless, no sign. Yeah. So for the beginner, when we practice meditation, just focus on the the rising and falling of your abdomen. So first time, you see in your mind, you see your abdomen, the shape of the abdomen, the movement of the abdomen. But practice again and again, more deep concentration power and mindfulness power at the time. Mind just understanding just movement. Just movement is moving, and the kind of changing something from beginning to end. The movement is many process. Just not just only one movement. Yeah. So at that time we have no sign at the time. So animitta, and also the feeling also. First time when we focus on the feeling, feeling is just feeling, experience of the object, but For the beginner, sometimes feel, or this is a pleasurable feeling, this is an unpleasurable feeling. We discriminate like this. But the feeling is feeling, feeling is not somnus, not dominus, just feeling is feeling, just feeling is feeling, the experience of the object. So for the beginner, there's a nimitta. So nimitta meaning is, oh, this is pleasant, this is unpleasant. This is kind of the nimitta. But when we practice more and more, inside Western very stronger and stronger, concentration, mindfulness stronger and stronger at the time. Just feel it. Pleasant or unpleasant, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just experience, feeling, just feeling. So at that time, we have no sign. So animita nupassana, as we call animita vipassana. Animita nupassana. Animita nupassanaya nimitassa. Sign. Nimitta is a sign. So nimittassa pahana sila. We combine. We combine that one. Nimittassa pahana sila. Animita nupassanaya nimittassa pahana sila. Here we can combine this one. Viramani sila. And Chidana silang and Sangoro silang and Avitikama silang, like this. So nimitta is like this. So nimitta, sometimes nimitta make, for the beginner, nimitta is important because when we want to focus on the meditation object, we need nimitta, especially for the samatha, tranquil meditation, samatha no vipassana. So they need nimitta. Very important for the tranquil meditation, samatha bhavana, because their meditation objects all the time they need nimitta. Nimitta is very important. Without nimitta, concentration power is not good. But for the vipassana, nimitta, no need nimitta. For the vipassana, for the inside wisdom or inside meditation, no need nimitta. So here is a vipassana. We call Maha Vipassana, great, the inside meditation. So animita nupassana is for only the vipassana, inside meditation, not tranquil meditation, not samatha. So that's why here English translation, through the contemplating of the silence, animita, silence, in the case of the sign. So sign is a nimitta. English translation, sign is a nimitta, but sign is not just only, I think more the Pali is, nimitta is more deep meaning. So sign meaning is kind of the shape or kind of the color. When we describe something, we use a dimension to describe the shape, cycle or cone or square or rectangular or tall or short, according to the height, according to the color, red, blue. So it's kind of things that we call nimitta, sign. Nimitta in English. Okay, so this is one group of the sila, pahana sila, abandoning nimitta, sign, abandoning, and then Vedamani Sila is abstention, and then Chidana evolution, and Samvaro is kind of the this restraint, yeah. And then Abhidhamma is non-transgression, kind of fight kind of okay. And then we go to another kind of Vipassanā jnana is Apanihita Nupassanaya. Apanihita Nupassanaya. So Panihita is a name of the attachment. Name of the attachment. Yeah. So attachment or desire or some kind of things we call panihita. Apanihita means no desire, desireless. So that's why in the English translation, desireless. A desire is sometimes good desire or bad, what desire is, we call in Pali chanda. Yeah, chanda. But here, apanihita is not only desire, but English translation like this. But this kind of the attachment, lobha. Yeah, lobha. We need to understand. Apanihita nupassanaya. Panidiya. Panidi is a kind of the attachment. Dana. Dana, craving or thirsty. We call thirsty or desire or attachment. Yeah. And various kind of English translation they use. But Pali is more deep meaning in there. So panidi is a kind of yeah. Yeah. Panidi is we have attached to the something. So behind the attachment, we try to do something. Yeah. We're trying to do something, and So the English, the Buddha explained in the Dichatsamubara. Dichatsamubara is Vijabhacya Sankhara. Sankhara is we trying to do something. Karma, doing the action. Yeah, doing the action because of the Vijja is not only Vijja but also the Dana, lobha, attachment. Yeah, together with the avijja. So Panidi is a kind of the attachment, craving. Yeah. That's why we trying to do various kind of action. Yeah. Even though wholesome action, and wholesome action is also the kind of the attachment, and then wholesome action also kind of the attachment as well, because we want to get something. That's why the panidi is a kind of the attachment. So when you practice insight meditation at the time, no attachment, because just focus on the characteristic of the nama and rupa. So that's why. Yeah. So when you practice insight meditation, so just only whenever kind of the object come to you, you focus on that and trying to understand the characteristic of the five aggregate, isn't it? Five aggregate has only their own characteristic, so your mind just focus on that and understanding the nature of the characteristic of the five aggregate. So in the future, with these five aggregate, cannot, create the possession sanya, to remember to to remember meaning is for example, if you hear something, but the harsh speech about you, the other person, so at that time you focus the sound and then no perception about the meaning of the harsh speech. So at that time, that object is just only you accept the characteristic of the sound. So no meaning you perceive and store in your mind. That's why no problem. After that, without focusing with the Vipassanā jnana, the problem is you accept the meaning and then you keep that data in your stream of mind, and after that long in the future you will remember that one again and you are angry with that object. Okay. So when you practice meditation, inside meditation, you're totally free from that kind of thing. Yeah. So this is a kind of the Abhidhamma Vipassana. Abhidhamma Vipassana, no attachment on that meaning. Yeah. That's all. The meaning is that that's all. No attachment to that's all. The attachment is a kind of the to pleasant sound or unpleasant sound, whatever. No attachment, and no attachment means no perceive the meaning of the sound, and then in the future no problem with that. Free from that attachment. So when you practice inside meditation in real time, you're free from the attachment of the object, and also in the future as well. In the future as well. So this is a benefit of the insight meditation, isn't it? So here, Abhidhamma and through the contemplating of the desireless, Panidya. Panidya is in the case of the desire. Yeah. So no desire, no attachment at the time. Yeah. In the present time, that meaning is in the present time and in the future as well. No attachment. So you're free from the influence of the object in the present moment and in the future as well. So this is a very good benefit what we get from the practice of insight meditation. Okay, so Abhinihita Nupassanaya, Panidhiya, Bahana Sila, abandoning the attachment is called Sila, Pakyu, Viramani Sila, Chidana Sila, Sambara Sila, and Avitakama Sila. It's like this. So we need to connect with these 5 kind of Pakyu. Okay. And Sunyata Nupassana, another one. Sunyata Nupassanaya. So Sunya, they are very popular words. Sunya. Sunya is no nothingness. Sunya. Yeah, but we need to understand, rightly. Sunya is not nothingness. Nothingness means there's nothing. So, what is the meaning of the Nibbana? Nibbana is Sunyata Nibbana. Sunyata Nibbana is Nibbana has nothingness. So, what is this Nibbana? Mostly the people don't understand. Yeah. So, translation in English, Sunyata is voidness or nothingness, but I think it's not clear understanding. Yeah, but in Pali, sunya is sunya means there's no arising. Sunya is no arising. So, yeah, when we practice insight meditation, we see that every single moment, whatever any kind of the 5 aggregate, just arising and disappearing. So, arising and disappearing all the time we see, isn't it? Everything, if there's arising, if there's disappearing. So no arising, no disappearing. So that means no. Here sunya meaning is many different kind of the meaning. Yeah, no arising. That means nibbana is no arising. That's why nibbana is no disappearing. So that's why nibbana has no suffering. Yeah, because suffering meaning is arising and disappearing. That 2 things all the time disturb our body and mind, isn't it? So that kind of disturbance, no disturbance in the nibbana. So that's we call sunya. So sunya, nothing means that then nothingness, not nothing. There's something. There's something means no arising means sunya. So that's very deep meaning, I think. Sunya is very very deep meaning in the Pali. So here Sunyata Nupassana. So Nupassana is a contemplating of the nothingness or voidness. Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma. Yeah. So when before we practice insight meditation, we think there's something when we feel, or I feel pleasant feeling, I feel the unpleasant feeling. You know, we think like this, isn't it? Yeah, one before the practice inside meditation. But when we practice meditation and when we understand the every single moment, there's just only 5 aggregate. Upakanda, material, Vedana Khanda, feeling, Sanya Khanda, perception, Sankhara Khanda, and the formation, Vijnana Khanda, consciousness. So when we practice inside meditation, we see these 5 things only. These 5 things are working together. Yeah. When we separate these 5 things, they have no power to do something, to feel something or to see something or to do something. Yeah. Because every single aggregate, they has own their function, and then working together, they perform some kind of things, action. So before practice meditation, we think, I feel, I see something. I have that meaning is there's something, the power to do something. I have. There's something to feel object. There's something to perceive object. So like this, we think like this, before practice meditation. But after practice meditation, that kind of Abhidhamma, that kind of thinking, that kind of thinking. Abhidhamma is a kind of the misinterpreting, some kind of mixed describing. Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma. So when we see the kind of the we call it in the Pali atta. Atta is we need to understand that atta is the soul is Buddha explained in 4 kinds. We call Sami atta. Sami is the owner. Sami is a kind of the owner. Owner meaning is I have when we see something, or I have the power to see something. I have the power to do something. So like this, the owner, kind of the thinking. There's an owner to feel something, to perceive something, to see something, to hear something, to do something. In our daily life, various kind. So the kind of the thinking is around view, kind of wrong view. Dana and deity we call Abhinivesa. Dana and deity. Dana attachment and deity wrong view is what we call Abhinivesa. Abhinivesa. Because Abhinivesa is thinking is because of the wrong view, because of the attachment, we thinking like this. So before practice meditation, and we don't understand the kind of the individual function working together. They make a they perform that function. Yeah, like your car. In your car, there's a various kind of machine parts. So these various kind of machine parts working together to 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 run the car on the road properly. But actually, there's no power of the something. Everything has power, has a function, their own function to do something. So that kind is sunyata is that kind. Each only one machine part can do proper, the function, proper running of the car. So every single machine part working together, they perform to run the car. Huh? Yeah, like this. In our body and mind, yeah, the material, five aggregate material, or mantle or whatever, or just only five aggregate work. They are working according to their own function to perform something. Yeah. So that's why the Buddha is playing Nama and Rupa is look like the um, blind person and the disabled person. Yeah. So blind person is no see, so can't do anything, isn't it? And then disabled person cannot move. So that person also he has a side, good side. He can see everything, but he cannot move. So that person also can do anything. But when they together, blind person and disabled person together, they can do, isn't it? Because a blind person cannot see but can move. And then the disabled person cannot move, but there's a side, good side. So disabled person see and something order make you should do, you should go that way, you should not go this way. So he, this kind of mental. Yeah. Mando is just wish to do something. Just wish to do something is a mental. But actually, to do something, we need the materials and the body. Without body, we cannot move. Just we want to move something, but there's no body, material. How we move? Yeah. So movement is just wind element, material. Yeah. Wind element is that is just the material. So that material, according to the mind, the order of the mind, the movement, process of movement is making. So the nama and rupa is like this. Separate them, they has no power to perform their function. But they have their own power, their function, but together they can do the kind of the uh, action to do something together. So the Buddha is playing like this. Yeah. So sunyata means in the nama, that's just which to do, but no power to make it. For example, I'm hungry, you thinking like this, that's a mental, isn't it? But eating is the material, isn't it? So like this. Material, the nama, rupa, and then mental nama, when they separate, they has no power to perform, to make a performance. But together, they can make a performance, isn't it? Like this. Yeah, like this. So sunyata is meaning is like this. So that's why sunyata is more deep meaning. The more you practice meditation and then you see clearly their own characteristic or the nama and rupa, five aggregate. So the five aggregate working together, they have a special power supporting each other to make a performance. Yeah. Like your car, there's various kind of machine parts, but every machine part is very important. Like this. So rupa also important, nama also important. Both are important to make a performance properly. When one separate, they cannot make a performance. So that meaning is sunyata. Yeah, as well. So when we practice meditation, inside meditation, you see every single moment, just only five aggregate. So that meaning is each single aggregate has no power to make a performance, but they have their own function, characteristic or own function. But this is not enough to make a performance. So together, working together, five aggregate, working together according to their own, the function. They has a special power to make a performance like this. So when you practice like this, Sunyata Nupassana is you see like this, each single moment, or just only five aggregate working together. So there's no soul. Just they are working together. Yeah. Just they are working together. There is no soul. There's no I. There's no mind. Yeah. Without understanding this way, we think, oh, this is I. And I have that power. I can do. I can speak. I can see. That means that I have a power to do something. Yeah. So this we call atta, soul or self. Yeah, so a being with such size, kind of the thinking in that way, or there's a soul, there's a self, and in the some kind of performance in our daily life, talking or the physical action, kaya kamma, kamma, manokamma, yeah, the physical action, the verbal action, and mental action, whatever. When we make a performance, we think, oh, there's a soul, and then we attach with the dana. Yeah. Oh, this is mine. This is my power. This is my ability or something like this. Yeah, we think like this. But there's no ability. Just only five aggregate working together. That's we call abilities. Some person has a special ability or something like that. But ability is just only five aggregate working together to make a performance, a special performance, specialty or something like this. But these are only working together of the five aggregates. So Abhinivesa no the thinking in the round view with the round view, or no thinking with the attachment dana. Dana binivesa or Ditti binivesa. Yeah, so binivesa is like two kind. Two kind is the round view and the attachment. So when you see the sunyata, when you see the nothingness or voidness, you can easily abandon these wrong view and attachment. Binivesasa. Binivesa is a kind of these two. Thinking in the wrong view, thinking with the wrong view, thinking with the attachment. Binivesa.
It's kind of idam satya.
Yeah. Idam satya binivesa. Yeah. Idam satya binivesa is, this is only this is correct, my view. Yeah. Idam is this. Satya is a truth. Yeah. This truth is only my view is the truth. Yeah. So that's why here Sunyata binivesasa. Yeah. So through the contemplating of the voidness or nothingness, in the case of the misinterpreting binivesasa, is called Pahana Sila. Yeah, abandoning the thinking with the wrong view and thinking with the attachment. Yeah. Okay. And then we go to another Vipassanā jnana is here Abhidhamma Dhamma Vipassanā. Yeah. Abhidhamma Dhamma Vipassanā. Yeah. Abhidhamma. Panya is a wisdom. Adi is a higher wisdom, higher understanding, or higher knowledge. Abhidhamma. So Dharma is just only natural thing. Yeah, Dharma is Dharma is just only natural things, has their own function. They have their own function because we call own function meaning is they don't follow influence of the other. Yeah, they perform their function. Yeah, that means that they are never changing their function any under circumstances. Yeah, any influences. Yeah, they never change. They never change under any kind of influences or any kind of the disturbances. So that we call that Dharma is Dharma also more deep meaning. So that's why we don't want to translate the Dharma is Dharma. We don't want to translate the Dharma. Dharma is not including all natural things. So all natural things meaning is all kind of the material. We already learning in Abhidhamma. So 28 kind of the material, they have their own characteristic, their own function, isn't it? So we call these Dharma. And also the feeling experience of the material, the object. So that feeling also kind of the Dharma. Feeling is a feeling, experience something, experience of something. We call Dharma is natural thing, isn't it? So anyway, all many natural things in our the universe, many. So these Dharma, when we understand with the higher understanding, so Adipanya, Yeah. This one we call Adhipanya. So Panya is a wisdom, Adi is a higher, so higher wisdom. So, but what is a higher wisdom? Higher wisdom is understanding in the natural things, Dharma. How? Vipassanā. Yeah. By practicing insight meditation, Vipassanā. We is a various kind. Pasana is a seeing. Yeah. In various kind of seeing is just only three things: Nicca, impermanence; dukkha, suffering; and anatta, no soul. Yeah. So these various kind of seeing in three different. So we call Vipassanā. Yeah, Vipassana. So Adhipanya, Dhamma Vipassanā. What is Sara Dana Bhinivesasa? Sara Dana Bhinivesasa. Sara is a essence. Essence meaning is the core of the something. The core of the something. Yeah. So we call essence. Sara in Pali. Sara. Adana is a taking. Yeah. Taking. So that kind of Saradhana Bhinivesa is a Bhinivesa is a previous time we explain Bhinivesa is a kind of the thinking with the wrong view, thinking with the attachment, because we think there's something some essence to hold, isn't it? Yeah, before practice meditation, we think there's a essence. There's a we think there's a we own something. You know, kind of that Sara is a kind of the useful thing we have. Sara means kind of the useful thing we have. Yeah, but when we practice meditation, any kind of the five aggregate is no useful things, isn't it? Material, all mental things, mental aggregate, all four mental aggregate, and they are just arising and disappearing. Yeah, arising and disappearing. When we focus on that every single moment of these five aggregates, we see they are arising and disappearing, arising and disappearing. We cannot hold it. Yeah. Sometimes we think feeling, for example, feeling pleasant feeling, we want pleasant feeling. So at that time, when we experience a pleasant feeling, so that kind of feeling we want to hold. No, not disappear. We don't want to disappear, isn't it? Because we like. And then the other different kind of the feeling is unpleasant feeling. Well, when we experience unpleasant feeling, we don't want it. We don't want it. We let go. As as soon as let go as soon as, isn't it? But That two kind of the feeling, just their own way, in their own way. We cannot influence on that. They just appear and disappear, appearing and disappearing, isn't it? So there's no essence in that two kind of feeling, isn't it? Pleasant feeling or what, unpleasant feeling or whatever. We have no useful things in these feelings because they are just rising and disappearing, rising and disappearing. But we think, I feel like this, I'm pleasant feeling, I feel unpleasant feelings with around you, with attachment. Yeah. So that kind of thing is we call saradhana binivesa. Sara is essence or useful thing. Yeah. Adhana is a taking, holding, taking or holding. Binivesa is by, thinking with the round view, by thinking with the attachment. Yeah. So Adhibanya, very higher wisdom, when we practice insight meditation again and again. So we, you know, we upgrade our level of wisdom, the various kind of the Vipassanā jnana, Namarupa Pracheda, Pachya Prikaha, Samasana. So various kind of the level of wisdom, inside wisdom. So at that time, the higher and higher, more higher and higher, the higher level, understanding. Yeah. So at that time, like kind of the Sankharupika jnana, you see in the Vipassanā jnana. Sankharupika is Sankhara is matter formation. Upekha is no. Um, Upekha is no like or dislike. It's neither like or not dislike. So neutral. Neutral meaning is in the middle of the like and dislike. Yeah. So at the time we call the higher understanding level the insight wisdom, Sankarupika jnana. So at that time, whatever good or bad, come to us, mind is very stable, no shaking. Yeah. For beginner and for no experience of the insight wisdom, Vipassana, different. When we get good object, mind so excited, and when we get the bad object, the unpleasant feeling or something like this, mind is, depressed or something happen, kind of the unstable of the mind. We respond with these two different kind of objects. But higher understanding level the Vipassana jnana inside, Sankarupika jnana at the time, whatever come to us, just neutral. Mind is so stable. Yeah, equal accept. Everything equal accept. Pleasant or unpleasant, whatever, good or bad, whatever, come to us, just accept, understanding the true nature thing, natural things, Dharma. Just we understanding Dharma, not pleasant or unpleasant. Dharma and Dharma, yeah, feeling. So pleasant feeling, unpleasant feelings, it's just according to our own interpretation. But just feeling is feeling, experience of the object. Yeah. Pleasant or unpleasant. So at the time, Sankarupakanyana, the mind is very stable. Pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, no change. Mind can accept equally. So equanimity, we call equanimity. Yeah, at the time, equanimity very, very, very higher power. We call in Pali Tatra Machatatta. Yeah, so beautiful so manifestors we call. So Tatra Machatatta. Yeah, at the time we call, you know. So that's why higher understanding is we call here Sinkarupika Jnana, like this. So at that time, no sara, no useful thing. Pleasant or unpleasant, no useful things. We understand rightly. So wrongly taking, oh, this is a useful thing, or this is a useful thing, this is a useful thing. We have a lot of worry and many disturbance because we don't want to change the situation, good situation to bad. Yeah. So that's why here Adi Panya Dhamma Vipassanaya Saradana Biniwesasa Ahana Sila Viramani Sila Chidana Sila Sawaro Sila Avitikamo Sila. So this is here English translation through the insight into the stages. That is a higher understanding in the case of misinterpretation due to grabbing. So translate it like this: a misinterpretation and misinterpreting due to grabbing. So Sara Binuisa is kind of holding burden, yeah, with around you and then attachment. Yeah. And another one is a Yatha Buddha Jnana Dasanena. Yatha Buddha Jnana Dasanena. So three words: Yatha Buddha and Jnana and Dasana. Yeah. Jnana is a wisdom. Yeah. Dasana is a seeing. Seeing is a kind of the seeing with wisdom. So we in Pali we use this one together. Jnana Dasana is together. Yeah. Jnana Dasana. Jnana is a wisdom. Dasana is a seeing. Yeah. Seeing with wisdom is the highest level. The seeing without wisdom, just seeing. Sometimes we see, oh, this is right, but without understanding, without wisdom, maybe it's wrong. Yeah. So here, Pali use all the time jnana dasana. Jnana dasana. Yeah, that's very important. Jnana dasana. So yatha Buddha. Yatha is accordingly. Buddha is happening. Yatha Buddha is accordingly happening. Meaning is also deep meaning. Yatha Buddha is happening. So accordingly happening meaning is they something happen by their own way, no influence on the other. That meaning, no influence on the other. Yeah. So, for example, in the material is Mahabhuta, four Mahabhuta. Ptavi, earth elements. Earth elements is the softness and roughness. It's kind of the characteristic, isn't it? The characteristic or the earth element. So that characteristic never change at any time, at anywhere. Yeah. In the human being, in human world or celestial world or whatever, well, or whenever. Hmm? Yeah. No change. No influence of the other. They are never ever follow the influence of the other. Yeah. In human beings, softness, hardness, and then the deity, celestial being, softness, hardness. This is Mahabuddha, Patawi element, Patawi Dhatu, earth element. Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. No change. No. This is what we call Mahabuddha. Mahabuddha. So kind of this example in the other different kind of aggregate, by aggregate also. In Abhidhamma we learn four paramatta. Four paramatta is Chitta, Chittasika, Rupa, Nibbana. So these four paramatta is no changing, isn't it? Paramatta means no changing, no influence on the other. They all the time they run according to their own way. So that is we call Mahabuddha. Yeah. Chitta consciousness, all the time consciousness, you know, the running according to their own way. Yeah. So seeing I consciousness never change to the other different kind of consciousness. No. I consciousness all the time working together with the visible object. Hmm? I consciousness just seeing function. We call dasana kicca, seeing function, perform seeing function. Yeah, all the time. The other influence that no change, just doing seeing function. The eye consciousness, ear consciousness also, just doing hearing function. Sawana kicca. Yeah, isn't it? So every single consciousness they perform their own function. Yeah. They never follow the influence of the other. Yeah. Never. But we think before practice meditation, we think, oh, my body and my mind, according my wish. It's possible according to my wish. Whatever I want, whatever I wish to do, whatever I want to see, whatever I want to hear, I can do everything. That meaning is, my body and my mind is according to my way. It's this we think before practice meditation, but after practice meditation, oh, it's not correct. That thinking is not correct, isn't it? Because when we hear something, we focus on hearing. So that's a hearing, ear consciousness just perform the function of the hearing function, savanakicca. But not my wish. That consciousness perform its own function, just doing own function, not according to my wish. We understand, yeah. After practice meditation, yeah, with higher level of wisdom, Yathabudanyana is we call Yathabudanyana. This Yathabudanyana is the all the time, that the single material or mantra or whatever, Dharma, every single Dharma perform their own function. Not our wish, not the other influence. So that's what we call Yatha-bhuta. So Yatha-bhuta is very meaning is deep. But English translation, correct knowledge. Yatha-bhuta is a correct knowledge. Correct knowledge and vision.
Knowledge.
Correct knowledge and vision. Yatha-bhuta. So directly translation, Yatha-bhuta is correct. Jnana is a knowledge. Darsana is a vision. So that's why, the words, translate like this.
We are talking about just we say just as it is, as it is.
Hmm?
As it is.
SED?
As it is.
So here, Yatha-bhuta Jnana Darsana, we use in Pali as Yatha-bhuta Jnana. Yeah. Yatha-bhuta Jnana is not our own view. Yeah. That meaning also including. Yeah, not our own view. Yatha-bhuta Jnana is not our own view. Okay, so Yatha-bhuta Jnana Dasanena Sammoha Binivisasa. Yeah. Sammoha is a moha. Sam is a modified. Moha. So moha is a delusion. Some moha is deeply delusion. Yeah. Some is a strongly. Yeah. Some is a very strongly. Yeah. Moha is a delusion or confusion. Yeah. When we learn the Moha Mula Chitta in the chapter 1, Chitta, yeah, consciousness, yeah, delusion rooted consciousness, when we learn, our mind diluted because of two situations. One is the Vichikicha, yeah, because of Vichikicha, doubt, isn't it? Vichikicha, doubt. And another one is Udicca, yeah, breathlessness. Yeah, because of these two things, our mind is so diluted. So some moha strongly diluted. Yeah. Some moha beneficized. Yeah. Because of these two. Udicca, doubt, accepted doubt, and another one is breathlessness, Udicca. So binivesa here, binivesa is these two things we need to understand. Yeah. So Yatha-bhuta Jnana, we see the reality. Yeah. When we see the reality, we can easily abandon strongly, delusion, isn't it? So the meaning. Yatha-bhuta Jnana Dasanena Sammoha Binivisasa. Yeah. Yeah. So before without these wisdom, we think when our body is very soft. Oh, my body is soft. We think like this. But softness is not body. Softness is the characteristic of the earth element. So when we see in the reality of the earth element, so we can remove the very strongly delusion. My body is soft. But my body is soft is in our daily life we use that works. But according to Vipassanā jnana is not correct. Body is not soft. Softness is because of the Patavi earth element. So we understand like this. So somehow we exercise like this. We remove strongly delusion with the Yathabhuta Jnana Dasana. So through correct knowledge and vision, in the case of the misinterpreting due to confusion. Here English translation, confusion means two kind, with the doubt, with the restlessness. Okay. And then next one is the Abhidhamma Nupassanaya. Abhidhamma. Two words. Abhidhamma and Nupassanaya. Abhidhamma. Yeah. So Abhidhamma is a kind of I already previous lecture, I gave the example, kind of hole, three holes. And I gave the example when you go to the shopping mall and then you saw very beautiful dress, but first time you don't see the three holes. So, but at the time you like it and then you want to take it. But after investigating, you see three holes, Nicca, Dukkha, Anatta. So you don't want, isn't it? Like this. Abhidhamma is like this. Abhidhamma is the kind of the round thing, that kind of the kind, what we call the Abhidhamma is a kind of Abhidhamma is kind of the things, The here English translation is danger, danger. But Abhidhamma is not only danger. So the example is very, very obvious to understand, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of the weakness or things, weak things, or kind of the damage. Yeah. So we call Abhidhamma. Not only danger. Yeah. Danger is including the meaning of the Abhidhamma, danger or damage or kind of things. Yeah. So Abhidhamma Nupassanā jnana is when we see impermanence, nature, we call Abhidhamma Nupassanā jnana, because all the time, impermanence nature meaning all the time rising and disappearing, rising and disappearing, rising and disappearing. So everything, every single moment, everything's like this. How we hold it. Yeah. So we cannot take it. These impermanent natures, those are those kind of things we call damage of the five aggregate has three damages. There's impermanence and suffering and then no soul. So contemplating that kind of thing, we see again and again with the knowledge, with the wisdom. So easily abandon alaya binivisasa. Alaya. Alaya is a kind of attachment. Yeah. All the time disappearing. So that things we don't want to attach, isn't it? Yeah. We don't want to hold it. Because another example the Buddha gave the house. The house when you see the outside, very beautiful. That house, very beautiful. But if you go into the house and you investigate the house, how is going to collapse? Yeah. So when you after investigating and when you see that the damages of the house, you go away from the house, isn't it? You don't want to get it. You don't want to stay at that house because of you see the damages. Like this, our body and mind, five aggregates like this. There's a three damages in the five aggregates. Nitya, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, then anatta, also. So these three damages in our five aggregate at every single moment, when we understand that one, Adinawa Nupassanaya, we call in Pali, Adinawa Nupassanaya. So Adinawa, danger or damage, contemplating like this, the nature, dukkha, anatta, Nitya Nupassana, Dukkha Nupassana, we already discussed that one, that these in the contemplating. Nitya Nupassana, Dukkha Nupassana, and Anatta Nupassana, isn't it? So Adinava Nupassana, is seeing these damages, so easily abandon the alaya's attachment. Alaya binivisasa. So through the contemplating of the danger in the case of the misinterpreting due to reliance on formation, sankhara, formation is sankhara. So reliance means a dependent, So the very, going to collapse house, we don't want to stay inside the house. Just moment. We don't want to stay because of going to fall down, isn't it? So the reliance on the information, so that meaning is sankhara is sankhara. Five aggregate is sankhara because of all the time we have to maintain, because of all the time rising and disappearing, changing. Changing. Our body and mind all the time changing. So that changing means no reliance. So when we see these three things, Adinawa Nupassanaya, so we can easily remove the alaya binivisasa, alliance, the misinterpreting due to the reliance on the formation. Okay, this is another kind of the Vipassanā jnana, isn't it? Okay, so we go to the another Vipassanā jnana, two kind, just only two kind left. Patisankha nupassanaya. Directly, Patisankha jnana or Sankharupika jnana. Yeah. Patisankha nupassanaya. So in English translation, Patisankha is reflecting. Patisankha. You know that when we reflecting on the using of the four requisite, Patisankha yoniso chivaram patisevami, Patisankha. This Patisankha. Say here Patisankha nupassana. Patisankha is a reflecting. But reflecting is just not only just pure reflecting. The reflecting is understanding with higher knowledge. Higher knowledge means wisdom or the insight. Inside wisdom. Higher inside wisdom. So, Patisankhanupassanaya is when we reflect on these five aggregate in this every single moment, all the time changing, and all the time dissolving, disappearing. So when you reflect like this, apati sankhaya. Apati sankhaya is non-reflecting. Apati sankhara is opposite of the non-reflecting. So all these are not our own way, not our own wish, just doing their own way. So it's not our properties. Yeah, these five aggregate is not our property, isn't it? So our property, if the five aggregate is our property, they should be follow. They should follow our own wish. That's why the Buddha in the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, Rupam Bhikkhave, nature, Rupancha Bhikkhave, nature one, anicca vadi, nature bani. So the Buddha make a question. So there's a permanence or impermanent. If these five aggregates are permanent nature, they are your property. But actually, these five aggregates are impermanent, anicca, they are not your properties. Yeah. Niccāva, aniccawa, aniccam bandi, yampana niccam, dukkhawa, sukkhawati, suffering or happiness. So the Buddha, described like this. Yeah. In the Nanda Lakkhana Sutta. So the reflecting like this, we easily, they are not our own property, so we easily understand that way. So apti sankhaya, bahana, sila. Okay, so that's why here English translation is non-reflecting, just non-reflecting. Non-reflecting means they are not our own property. Yeah, non-reflecting means reflecting, or they are not our own properties. And then we with nupassanaya. We would Vita is a rotation. Vita. Vivita is we meaning is free. That means we meaning free. Free from rotation. Yeah. Every living being, they have only three rotation. Defilements, rotation, defilement. Under defilement, rotation, kilesa vutta. In Paticasmupada, the Buddha explained, dependent origination. Three rotations, manda defilement, kilesa vutta. Because of the manda defilement, we try to do something. There's another vutta, rotate. There's a kama vutta. Yeah. Kama vutta. Yeah. Kama vutta means action. The rotation, action, rotation. Yeah. Because of the action rotation, various kind of action, wholesome or unwholesome, whatever, yeah, create in the future the sad, the sudden rotation, another rotation is. So three rotation. Kilesa vutta, Kama vutta, and Vipaka vutta in Pali. Yeah, Manda defilement, rotation, Kama action rotation, and Vipaka resadant rotation. So these three rotation are rotate all the time in every single living being. Yeah. Right now, we pack out with resadant rotation right now. But only no resadant rotation. In the resadant rotation, we have a manda defilement kilesa vada and kama action rotation as well. Create next life. And that's why our life no end. Yeah. That's changing. That cycle is one after another. Yeah. So the Buddha explained dependent origination, but it just moved better in that way. So Vivitta is free from the rotation. Vivitta Nupassana Jnana is when we understand five aggregate, huh? Five aggregate, we saw only five aggregate has impermanent natures, suffering nature, and no soul nature. So we don't want them because they are not our own property. Huh? So when we understanding in that way, we call vivitta nupassana jnana. Yeah. So when we understand in that way, we are free from rotation, isn't it? Yeah, we are free from rotation. Yeah, for example, when we hear the sound, the sound is talking about our, you know, our some the heart speech about our. So at that time we are just hearing, practice our vipassana inside meditation. So we don't accept the meaning of the heart speech. So we don't keep the meaning of the heart speech, and then we free from that rotation, isn't it? So that kind we call vivitta nupassana jnana. Yeah. So by that kind of turning away in English translation, turning away is I think not good translation. Turning away is the right translation is turning away. Turning away. But vivitta means free from rotation, according to the Pichasmubaramu understanding. Vata is a rotation. Rotation means a cycle. Cycle is a one after another, one after another. Yeah, continuously, one after another. The Kilesa Vata, Kama Vata, Vipaka Vata, including Kilesavata and Kamavata, another. Yeah, Vipakavata. So that kind, these three things are rotate all the time, continuously. That's why we call samsara in the Pali. Samsara is the cycle of the rebirth. The rotation of rebirth. Rotation of these three things. Kilesavata, mental defilement, rotation, and Kamavata, action rotation, and Vipakavata, result rotation. So by this understanding, Sanyoga Vinivisasa. Yes, Sanyoga. Sanyoga is a kind of the Sanyojana in the chapter 7. Yeah. We already understood. Yeah. Sanyojana is how many Sanyojana? 7 Sanyojana? Yeah. So Sanyojana is a kind of the yoke, kind of the rope, isn't it? We explain. So the somebody, tying with a rope, that person cannot run away to the other. Just only rotating and just only going around here. So Sanyoga Biniwesasa is kind of the Sanyojana, 7 kind of Sanyojana. You remember? Sanyojana is just the attachment, just anger, just a delusion, and the Micharya Sanyojana. Micharya. Kamaraga Sanyojana, Rubaraga Sanyojana, Arubaraga Sanyojana. Yeah. So Kamaraga Sanyojana is a kind of the rope, is the kind of the attachment in the Sanskrit things. Kamaraga. And then Ruparaga Sanyojana is a attachment in the jhana, Rupa jhana. Arubaraga Sanyojana is Arupa jhana, attachment in Arupa jhana, isn't it? So that kind of things, yeah. So we would Vipassanā jnana easily abandon the Sanyojana. Yeah. Yeah. 7 is a Nusya. Nusya is a 7. Yeah. So yeah, when we understanding the 3 rotation, so we can easily abandon the Sanyojana. Sanyobaga we binivisasa. Yeah. So bondage, we call in the English translation bondage, Sanyojana, bondage or rope, tied by rope. So through the contemplating or turning away in the case of misinterpreting due to the bondage, sanyavachana, bondage. Okay, so we finish here the Vipassanā jnana. Here, I think. So we go to the Mecca. Continue. According to the Mecca. So, Sotapatti Makena. Sotapatti Makena. Through the part of the string entry, Sotapatti Makena. Maka is a path. Sotapatti means string entry. Sota is a string. Yeah. Apatti is entry. Through the part of the string entry, Sotapatti Makena, Deti Katana. Deti Katana means Deti Ekata. Yeah. Kilesana. Deti Katana Kilesana. So Deti is around you, isn't it? So defilements are kilesa. So in the case of the defilements, coefficients with the force view, round view, with the round view. Deti Katana. Deti Ekatana. So the Sotapatti Magga is, kilesa is the Deti kilesa. Round view. Vicikiccha, doubt also, but not mentioned here, doubt, but included. Yeah, Deti Katana meaning is including Vicikiccha, doubt, round view and doubt. So Sotapatti Magga easily abandon these round view and doubt. It's called, we say, Pahanang Silang, Viramani Silang, the Chetana Silang, Samvara Silang, and Avitikama Silang. Yeah. So Sotapatti Magga, Sotapatti Magga is a first noble person. Yeah. First noble person completely eradicate the wrong view and doubt. Two kind of kilesa defilements, isn't it? It's abandoning these two things to take two minor defilements is what we call indirectly here. And then Sakada Kami Makena, the second noble. Sakada Kami. Saka means once. Agami is a return. Yeah. Magga is a path. So that's why through the path of the once return, Sakadagami Makena, Ola Rikana, Kilesana. Ola Rikana is very, Ola Rika Sukuma we say in the material, chapter 6, we're talking about Olarika Rupa and Sukuma Rupa. Yeah. Olarika is very cross. Yeah, cross. So Olarika and Kilesana. Kilesa is defilement, so cross defilement. So the second noble person not eradicate the specific defilements. So that meaning, all arikana kilesana meaning is not specific defilement, kilesa. But all arika meaning here we need to understand very strongly. Yeah, very strongly. So the attachment, stay anger, stay delusion as well, but not strongly, isn't it? Yeah, that meaning. That meaning. Sakaragami person, second noble person, has a stay attachment, but not very strong. Stay anger, but not very strong. Stay delusion, moha, not very strong. That meaning. Yeah. Okay. And then next one is Nagami Makena. So Nagami is na agami. Na agami, na means no. Agami is return, no return, isn't it? So that's why here is a no return. The mega is a part. So through the part of the no return, yes, Nagami Makena, Anusaha Katana. Anusa Katana Kilisana. Yeah. So here the English translation Anusaha Katana is the residual defilements. Anusaha Katana Kilisana. Residual defilements. So that means that noble person has attachment, stay attachment, but that attachment is just only in jhana, not sensual. Yeah, not sensual. Sensual attachment is completely eradicated for that person. Yeah. So only jhana attachment in jhana, upajhana and arupajhana. So that kind of defilement we call anusahakatan. Anu means very subtle, very subtle. Yeah, because attachment in jhana is very subtle, isn't it? Not very close. Opposite of the close, opposite of the olalika. Olalika is very close, but anu means opposites of the very subtle. Yeah, anu. Pali anu means very subtle. So sahagata is together. So that kind of attachment in jhana is very subtle. Yeah. So for that person, they don't understand that is kind of the attachment at the time. Yeah. Yeah. So when we practice meditation, we have some kind of experience. When we have the very good concentration power, kind of the jhana, we have. So we attach to that situation. That kind of feeling is very good. That kind of the calm down mind is very calm down and peaceful. So that situation we attach that. Oh, that's good. So, because we have no experience before, no such kind of experience before. So yeah, so that kind of attachment is very subtle. So the Buddha explained, for example, the dust, the very, very fine dust in your hand, no problem. But even though the very fine dust in your eye, what happened? In your eye, you are not, hmm? It's not good. It's very, difficult. Hmm? It's different feeling, isn't it? So very fine, even though very fine in the very, because the hand is crossed, the eye very subtle. So same tax, but make a problem in the eye. Oh, in your hand, no problem. Like this. Yeah, like this. So very subtle defilement, but make a problem. Because higher level. To upgrade your understanding. So Nagami, that's why Nagami no return to the Kama central plane, to the celestial. Celestial is a Brahma Loka. So because of the new very subtle attachment in jhana, very subtle attachment in the jhana, upajhana, arupajhana. Yeah. But that that noble person has no anger at all, no anger at all. Yeah. That's why no depression and no kind of mental state. So that's what we call Nagami Makena Anusahak Dana Kilesa. Pahanang silang, Sawiramani silang, Chetana silang, and Sauro silang, and Oitikamo silang. Okay. Okay, so next one, the fourth noble person, Arhata Makena. Arhata is a part of Arhanship. We translate English, translate Arhanship. Arhanship means totally free from the defilements. So, Arhata Makena Sabba Kilesana. Sabba is all, isn't it? Kilesana is defilement, so all defilements. Eradicate all defilement. So we call the person is fourth noble person. The fourth noble person. So in the teaching of the Buddha, and there are 4 stages of the noble person. First noble person is Sodapati. Second noble person is Karagami. Third noble person is Anagami. And fourth noble person is Arahant. So Arahant, all kind of defilements, free from all kind of defilements. That's why they have no more new life. Yeah. No more new life. Because of no defilements. But you can imagine they have an action, karma. They have. But karma is not working without the supporting of the defilements. That's why karma has no power to keep the result in the future. That's why for noble person, never ever reborn again. So Arhata Makena Sabba Kilesa, isn't it? So through the part of the Arhanship, in the case of all defilement, we call the Pahanan Silang, Sangoro Silang, abandoning is Pachu, isn't it? So the Pahanan Silang, and then Vedamani Silang, abstention is Pachu, And then Chetana, Silang, volition or motivation is Bhakyu. And then Samvara, Silang, restraint is Bhakyu. And then Avitekamo, Silang, non-transgression is Bhakyu. So in the Pali, it's a Pahanan Silang, Virami Silang, Viramani Chetana, Samvara, Avitekamo, Silang. And then Eva Rupani, Silani, such kind of Bhakyu. Eva Rupani means such kind. Silani means Bhakyu, such kind of Bhakyu. Chittasa. Chittasa, Chittasa is in the mind. Chittasa in the mind. Vipatisaro. Avipatisaraya. Vipatisara. Vipatisara is a remorse. Vipatisara. Means no. So non-remorse in the mind. Samvidandi. Samvidandi means leading, leading to. Samvidandi. Leading to or making to. Non-remorse in the mind. Avipitisaraya. Chittasa. Avipitisaraya. And then Pamauchaya. Samvidandi. Samvidandi is a lead to. Padimauchaya. Padimauchaya is a clearing. Pleasuring. Clearing or pleasuring. And Pidiya. Now, Pidiya, Samvidandi. Samvidandi is a lead to. Pidiya is a joy or happiness. Pidiya, Samvidandi. And Pasadiya, Samvidandi. So lead to Pasadiya is a tranquility or calm down. So mind is so calm down. And then continue the result is a Somanasaya, Samvidandi. To try Somanasaya, to try not to have to the pleasant and Asivanaya, Samvidandi. Asivana is a repetition, Asivana. Repetition again and again. Again and again means the mind is again and again calm down and the concentration, power concentration again and again. So repetition. And then to development, so it's a bhavanaya. Bhavanaya means to development. So development to development means the development of the concentration. Concentration is more we need. Without concentration, we cannot understand the reality, because the reality of the five aggregate is very fast. Very fast. So without power concentration, without development of the power concentration, it's not possible. So here bhavana is a development. And bahuli kamaya. Bahuli is bahu is many. Yeah. Bahuli kama is many time doing. Bahuli kama. Bahuli kamaya samvidandi. So many time doing means cultivate or contemplating. Yeah. Bahuli kamaya samvidandi and alinkaraya samvidandi. Alinkara is make beautify or embellishment through embellishment. Alingata is you make beautify your body, so we call alingata. So alingata is in Vipassanā jnana and concentration. The concentration samadhi is a kind of the alingata. Alinkaraya and Samvadandi and Parikaraya Samvadandi. Parikaraya, pari is around your body. Pari. Kara means kara. Kara is a doing. So kind of the requisite for the concentration. So, sila is kind of the requisite for the concentration. So that's why we use Parikaraya Samvadandi. Yeah. So Parikara is for the monk, bow, robe, we call Parikara. Because around the body of the monk, all the time bring bow and rope. So that's why we call them as a Parikara. And then Parivaraya Samvadandi. Parivara meaning is equipment to the concentration. And parivara is equipment. Parivara, of the concentration. Parivara equipment. And paripuraya. Paripura is a fulfillment. Paripuraya samvadandi. Fulfillments according to your wish to understand the reality, to get the enlightenment, that kind of fulfillment we call paripura. Paripuriya samvadandi, and ekanta nibidaya. Ekanta means really. Ekanta is completely. Nibida is dispassion, so complete dispassion. Ekanta nibidaya, complete dispassion. Viragaya. Raga is a attachment or lobha. So viraga is a no attachment, isn't it? Viragaya and nirodhaya. Nirodha is a cessation. Nirodha. Nirodha is a cessation. And upasamaya. Upasamaya is peace, and calm for the mind. And then abhinyaya. Abhinyaya is a direct knowledge. Abhinyaya, direct knowledge. And sambodhaya. Sambodhaya means enlightenment. And nibidaya means nibida. Nibbana. Nibbanaya. Nibbanaya is a nibbana. Samvadandi. So these are, we can get the benefit from the bhakti. Many kind of benefit we can get from that bhakti. Okay, so I think we will stop here. Already 4 o'clock, so right now we will stop here. So that we practice the vacuum, so we can get these kind of benefit from that, and then we understand the reality. So that's why the sila vacuum is a kind of the part of purification we call. Okay, so before stop the lecture, we wish our Buddha teachings stay longer and longer in the universe. The more Buddha teachings stay longer and longer, the more we get the benefit from that. So that's why we wish Buddha Sasanam Chiranti in 3 times, please. Buddha Sasana Chiran Titatu Buddha Sasana Chiran Titatu Buddha Sasana Chiran Titatu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Thank you very much for your watching. So see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.